well, I guess we'll get started on this. I sketched this out the other day. I didn't record it. I had been wanting to do something in my sketchbook, and I told myself no. I was like, oh, I can't do that because there's too much stuff on my table. I can't set up things to record and all of that. Which is, really just nonsense. But I told myself I couldn't sketch anything in my art journal because everything has to be recorded. Everything is content, and that is not good. That is not good for your creativity. That is not good for your health. If you are someone who does any kind of creative practice of any kind, doesn't matter if it's like art journaling or sketching or painting or knitting or sewing or whatever, right? Like any kind of hobby art practice thing that you do, or even any that are done, for money. If you are telling yourself that you can't do that in a moment where you want to do it just because it only can be done when you can make content, that's a red flag warning, and that is a sign that you definitely should go do whatever kind of crafty thing it was, just like straight away. Don't record it. Don't make content. Not everything has to be content. I know that's really difficult when, especially if you are trying to be someone who earns money from what you are making and creating. It's really hard to think about things as not being content because we're so conditioned to everything be content. Because if we're not making content all the time, then we're not growing our business. We're not, going to be connecting with customers and blah, blah, whatever, right? And the thing is, that's not entirely true. I mean, I say this as I'm currently making content because, unfortunately, it is something that has to be done if you're trying to... I'm sorry, I've got super bad shadows because I don't have my setup that I have tried using before. This is a different setup with a different light, and I don't like it and probably will not use it again. So I do apologize for having such harsh shadows on the paper. And it's been a long time since I did one of these sketches. When I first got into art journaling a million years ago, I did these little faces all the time. It was the main part of my practice of what I was learning how to do. And then when I quit doing art journaling and painting, because I told myself, well, you're not gonna be a painter, so you might as well just quit doing all of that entirely, which is a silly thing to tell yourself, right? If you are doing something and you like doing it, keep doing it as like a hobby thing, okay? If it's not making you money, but you like doing it anyway, keep doing it as a hobby thing. You will be so much happier in life if you do. Just stick with it. So I quit sketching and doing these little faces in my art journals and working on all the things that I had been working on. Like I have a different watercolor journal, and I had started using it only for putting mermaids in, trying to draw and paint mermaids, and I quit doing that. Yeah, so I have to get back to that too one of these days. Get back to finish making those mermaids again. But yeah, I just quit doing all of it because I'm like, well, it's not where I'm making my money at. I got to focus on these other types of things. It was a really silly thing to do because I enjoy doing them. This kind of stuff is really good for your mental and emotional health. It's really good for your creativity and just, you know, generally not feeling like a shit person all the time, right? If you have some kind of creative outlet that is not focused on oh, I didn't find my blue crayon. Not focused on making money. I used to have a different, this is the purple I was looking for. A different holder for my watercolor crayons and pencils, like, you know, the box that they came in, which I don't have anymore. Somewhere is the rest of this blue crayon, and that is the blue that I've been looking for. But just keep doing it. You will feel so much better about life if you stick with your creative outlets and projects, no matter what they are, no matter if you're making money at them or not. I know our society likes to condition us to think that everything has to be about money and being productive, and things that, you know, don't make money, don't add value, which is total nonsense. You know what it's not adding to? This currently really isn't adding to some big corporations' bottom line, because I've had these same watercolors, these same crayons, for like 10 years, okay? So, and this particular journal isn't like a big, huge manufacturer. They're a smaller size company. I like to be able to do that kind of stuff. And that's one of the things I like about watercolors. You get them, and some of them are more expensive when you first get them. They are. There's no way around that. But they last you a really long time. Now, of course, these ones have lasted a long time because I took a really long break from doing watercolor things. And, you know, that's fine. But they still last quite a while, even if you're using them regularly. There's too much water on there. Yeah. So what was I saying before I went on a rant about supplies and other things? Do your little creative thing. Make what you want to make. Even if you can't record content or whatever in that moment, it's okay. Like, even if I wasn't making this little video, when I'm done, I would still have a finished photo of this little journal page to share, right? It's been so long since I've done one of these faces. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know how this is gonna look once it dries, and that's okay. We're just putting color down. Give her some little blush. I don't know what color I'm gonna make her hair. I drew these little star and moon over here, and I'm not too sure about them, so we'll see. Eyeballs. Okay, let's see. For the eyes, this is blue in here. Yeah, her eyes will probably come out a little funny looking, and that's okay. I also like to take and one into the blue, we'll move that around. The water's gonna smudge the pencil, and that's okay. None of my lines are crisp and clear. Nothing looks, great, and that's okay. I like to take either different shades of blues or purples, or even yellows or greens, and drop into the eyes. So they look like they got a lot going on. And then when the color dries, I'll go back in and once they're dry, add some detail or and stuff. Put it up along there so it looks like shadow. Forgot to put my little page clip on here. Would probably be helpful, huh? Need two of them. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry, and then I need to do her hair. Do I want to do her hair next? I don't know. I think I might. 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 I think I water on the paper just to help things move around a little better. I'm going to put some color on. Color of hair. Some, let's see, this kind of green color. That's one of the things I like about doing faces and things in the art journal, is it doesn't have to look realistic if you don't want it to. They can look like whatever. Let's put it in here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not a professional portrait painter, so it doesn't matter, right? Even if I was, it wouldn't matter how things went in the journal. Because art journals, sometimes they're for, practicing and getting better at skills and improving, right? But it doesn't ever have to be about perfection. It does, however, or at least it ought to be on some level, about joy and having fun with what you're doing, and hopefully ending up with something that you like at the end. I mean, if all else fails, if it comes out so horrible, I can't stand the sight of it at all, I can paint over it or cover it over with washi tape and photographs. If you're using a watercolor journal or any kind of like paper journal, you can get gessos. You can get a watercolor. Oh, I have some somewhere and I can't remember the exact name of it off the top of my head, but it's like a watercolor surface prep stuff that you can paint on paper to make it sturdy enough to stand up to the watercolor, or you can paint it like on wood, so you could paint watercolors on pieces of wood or whatever. And you can use that to completely cover over your painting if you happen to get one that you just really don't like. And it's just the ugliest thing you've ever seen in your life, right? And just cover it over. Do something else on your paper. It's fine. So nobody ever has to see these, whatever you put in your art journal, but you, unless you want to share. Like sometimes I share, most of the time I share. Sometimes I don't really want to share, and that's okay. Now those things, I'm probably going to wish that I had some metallic paints. Why do I think I bought some metallic paints and then I just set them somewhere and I don't remember what I did with them? I feel like that's a thing that could have happened. Like I ordered some because I've been wanting some and then put them in the mess of my desk somewhere to be used later, and then forgot where I put them. Maybe even forgot that I bought them until this very moment. That happens sometimes. Let's see. Like, I don't know, that's with the lobule, but that's really bright. That is okay. There's some of that over here too. There, that's something, isn't it? We don't know what, but it is something. Face. It's a little bit dry. This is kind of a yucky brown. I don't know. Putting my hand in the paint. I don't know about this brown. That's what I thought. I don't really like that brown. Oh well, it's on here now, isn't it? Do I want? Let's see. A little more. Color into her lips. really like to take my time with lips and really slowly build up on the color. I paint over the pupil area of the eye with whatever colors I'm using so that the colors of the iris are layered into that black of the pupil, because I just think it helps it not look like total flat black, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see. What we're going to do for this background. I should wait till the hair's all the way dry, but if it bleeds out, it's not that big of a deal. I really need some orange. Pump it into my water. It's spilling and making a mess here in a second.